Hi rail fans and model railroaders. Welcome to episode 6 of Getting Back on Track with Steve. Today, we're going to work on the layout of the track plan and we're going to create some elevations. So when it comes to elevations, there's several things that people consider when they're making a layout. First, you can just have a flat layout, just a flat earth plan, which isn't real interesting, but I suppose if you're doing just a plain desert scene or something, you might be able to get away with that. But I'd prefer to have a little more interest in what's going on the track. So the other way you can do it is you can either lower sections of your baseboard or raise sections of your baseboard, or you can use it by stacking up some of your foam board to make elevation changes, and then get to the elevation changes using incline and decline sets. But on my layout, the way I want to go is I want to go ahead and change the elevations by raising up some of the baseboard work. So I have upper tracks, lower tracks, and build some natural contours into the landscape. Then we'll use some incline and decline sets to get up and down to some of the different areas. So why don't you go ahead and follow along. We'll lay out our plan, and we'll create some elevations for the layout. To understand where we can add elevation relative to our track plan, we needed a full-size mock-up of the track. SCARM will allow us to print the plan full-size, and I believe you could download the file and take it to an office supply like Staples or Kinko's and have it printed full-size on a singular large-scale paper, or as I have done, printed out on my home printer, which ended up being about 90 pages of letter size, and then using a glue stick to put it onto craft paper. This allows us to see how well the baseboards fit the track plan and where to make the cuts. I cut along the plan along the desired elevation change, and then I used the cut edge as a marker to mark where to cut the plywood. After cutting the plywood with a jigsaw, I fit the lower elevations onto the baseboards. And because I made the baseboards 24 inches wide, it was easy to handle and cut. I wasn't too concerned with warping on the plywood because it has support 24 inches on center, and it should minimize possibility of waviness. I talked in a previous video about minimizing waste. As I built up my bench section, I set aside all of the cut-ins of my 2x4s. And here is where they become useful support for the upper elevation. After cutting each board to the desired length, I attached them using scraps of plywood cut into straps. After adding all of the support, the scraps from the entire build fit into a 5-gallon bucket, with the exception of 3 small pieces of plywood, which I am sure will be useful on another project. With all of the support structure finally in place, it's time to put the upper plywood decking into place. I like how well it all seems to fit together, and I believe the deck pieces will work well as templates for the foam board installation further down the road. Looking back through my videos, it seems like it goes by really fast. However, this has been about 7 months worth of work for me so far. It's definitely a labor of love, and I'm getting more excited as it comes together. I hope you are as well. Well, there you go, gang. By printing out the full-size track plan out of SCARM, laying on butcher paper, we're able to understand where we can make elevation changes in regards to how the track fit into our baseboard work. So then we can cut it out and we can create our elevation changes to move forward. So thanks for showing up. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and be ready for the next episode where we're going to go ahead and start working on our swing bridge. So we'll see you next time on Getting Back on Track with Steve.